Have you ever felt like someone was watching over you, keeping you safe even when you didn't know it? Well, here's something that might blow your mind. There's a spaceship from a faraway star system called Orion, and it's been keeping an eye on you since you were just a little kid. But wait, there's more. Your soul isn't new to this world. In fact, it's been around for a really long time. One of its past homes? The land of pharaohs and pyramids, ancient Egypt. Now you might be thinking, what? How is that possible? It's okay to feel surprised or even a bit confused. This idea is pretty big and can take some time to wrap your head around. But stick with me, because understanding this amazing connection can change your whole life in ways you never imagined. Think about it for a second. How often do you look up at the night sky and wonder if there's something more out there? Well, there is, and it's been looking right back at you this whole time. This Orion ship isn't just some cold, empty machine floating in space. It's filled with beings who care about you and your journey here on Earth, and your Egyptian past. It's not just some cool story to tell at parties. It's a real part of who you are, deep down inside. All those feelings you get when you see pictures of the pyramids or hear about ancient Egyptian stories, those aren't just random. They're echoes from a life your soul once lived. Now, why does all this matter? Because knowing about these connections can help you understand yourself better than ever before. It's like finding a missing piece of a puzzle you've been trying to solve your whole life. Suddenly, things that never made sense before start to click into place. Maybe you've always felt different, like you didn't quite fit in with everyone else. Or perhaps you've had dreams or thoughts that seem to come out of nowhere. These could be signs of your special connection to Orion and your past life in Egypt. Understanding these links can help you find your true purpose in life. It's not just about going to school, getting a job, and paying bills. There's so much more to your story. You're part of something bigger, something that stretches across the stars and back through time. When you start to see yourself as this amazing cosmic being with a rich history, it changes how you look at everything. Suddenly, the world doesn't seem so small anymore. You realize that you're connected to the entire universe in ways you never knew before. This knowledge can give you a sense of comfort, too. Life can be tough sometimes, and it's easy to feel alone or lost. But when you know that there are beings from Orion watching over you, cheering you on, it's like having a whole team of cosmic cheerleaders on your side, and your Egyptian past. It's proof that your soul is strong and has faced challenges before. If you got through life in ancient times, you can handle anything that comes your way now. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds pretty wild, right? Don't worry. I'm not here to just dump all this information on you and leave you hanging. In this video, we're going on a journey together. We're going to explore this amazing connection you have with the stars and with history. First, we'll dive deeper into this idea of the Orion ship. We'll talk about who these beings are, why they're watching over you, and how they've been helping you all along, even if you didn't notice it. It's like finding out you have a whole other family you never knew about. Then, we'll take a trip back in time to ancient Egypt. We'll explore what life might have been like for your soul back then. Maybe you were a pharaoh or a scribe or a farmer along the Nile. Whatever your role was, it left a mark on your soul that you carry with you today. But we're not just going to talk about the past. We'll look at how these connections affect you right now in your everyday life. You might be surprised to learn that some of the things you love or the skills you have could be coming from these ancient and cosmic links. And here's the really exciting part. I'm going to share with you a simple but powerful way to connect with your guardians from Orion. It's something you can do any time you want to feel closer to them or ask for their guidance. Don't worry, you don't need any special tools or skills. All you need is an open mind and a willingness to try something new. This video isn't just about giving you information. It's about helping you unlock a part of yourself you might not have known was there. It's about opening your eyes to the amazing, magical universe we live in and your special place in it. So, are you ready to discover the truth about your cosmic guardians and your ancient past? Are you ready to see your life in a whole new light? Then let's get started on this incredible journey together. By the time we're done, you'll never look at the night sky or yourself the same way again. Remember, this isn't just a story or a theory. It's about you, your soul, and your place in the universe. It's about uncovering the amazing truth that's been right there all along, just waiting for you to discover it. So let's dive in and explore the wonders of your cosmic connection and your ancient soul. Let's start by talking about these amazing beings from Orion. Now, when I say beings, I don't mean little green men or anything like that. These are advanced, loving creatures who have been watching over Earth and its people for a very long time. Orion, if you didn't know, is a constellation in the night sky. It's one of the easiest to spot, with 3 bright stars in a row that make up Orion's belt. But it's more than just a pretty group of stars. It's home to highly evolved beings who have taken on the role of guardians for many souls here on Earth, including yours. Now you might be wondering, why me? Why did they choose to watch over me? Well, the truth is, it's not just you. These Orion beings are looking after lots of people all over the world, but that doesn't make your connection any less special. Think of it like this. A teacher in a classroom cares for all their students, but they still have a unique relationship with each one. These guardians from Orion have been with you since you were born, actually, even before that. They were there when your soul chose to come back to Earth for this life. They've been watching over you, guiding you, and helping you in ways you might not have noticed. Remember that time when you just barely missed getting into an accident? Or when you had a strong feeling not to go somewhere, and later found out something bad happened there? That could have been your Orion Guardians looking out for you. But it's not just about keeping you safe. These beings are interested in your growth and learning too. They want to see you become the best version of yourself. So sometimes they might let you face challenges or make mistakes. It's not because they're not watching, but because they know these experiences will help you learn and get stronger. You might be thinking, if they're so advanced, why don't they just come down and talk to us? Well, there are a few reasons for that. First, they believe in letting us make our own choices and learn our own lessons. If they interfered too much, we wouldn't grow. It's like how a parent eventually has to let their child make their own decisions, even if it means sometimes getting hurt. Second, our world isn't quite ready for open contact with beings from other star systems. Can you imagine how much chaos that would cause? So for now, they watch and help in subtle ways, But just because you can't see them doesn't mean you can't feel their presence. Have you ever felt a sudden wave of comfort when you were scared or sad? Or had a brilliant idea pop into your head out of nowhere? Or maybe you've seen strange lights in the sky that didn't look like normal stars or planes. These could all be signs of your Orion Guardians reaching out to you. Now, you might be wondering what these beings look like. The truth is, they don't have physical bodies like we do. They're made of energy, and they can take different forms. Some people who have connected with them say they appear as tall, glowing figures. Others see them as balls of light, and some just feel their presence without seeing anything at all. But no matter what form they take, one thing is always the same: the feeling of love and care they bring. When you connect with your Orion Guardians, you might feel a sense of peace, warmth, and safety wash over you. It's like being wrapped in a cozy blanket on a cold day. These guardians have been with you through every up and down in your life. They were there for your first steps, your first day of school, your first heartbreak, and every success you've had. They've celebrated your victories and comforted you in your losses, even if you didn't know they were there. They've also been gently guiding you towards your life's purpose. You know those gut feelings you get sometimes, telling you to go one way instead of another, or those dreams that feel so real and important. These could be ways your Orion Guardians are trying to point you in the right direction. But here's the really cool part. As you grow and learn, your relationship with your Orion Guardians can grow too. The more you become aware of them, the stronger your connection can become. It's like tuning a radio to the right station. Suddenly, the signal becomes clear and strong. Later in this video, I'll show you how you can start to strengthen this connection yourself. But for now, just take a moment to think about all the times in your life when you felt protected, guided, or inspired. Chances are, your Orion Guardians were right there with you, cheering you on. Now that we've talked about your cosmic guardians, let's take a trip back in time, way back to ancient Egypt. This isn't just a history lesson. It's about you and a life your soul lived thousands of years ago. You see, your soul is much older than your body. It's been around for a very long time, learning and growing through many different lives. And one of those lives was in the land of pyramids and pharaohs, the mighty civilization of ancient Egypt. Now you might be thinking, how can I have lived in ancient Egypt? I don't remember anything about it. That's totally normal. Our brains don't usually hold memories from past lives, but your soul remembers, and it carries the wisdom and experiences from that time into your current life. Think about it. Have you ever felt a strange familiarity when you saw pictures of the pyramids or the Sphinx? Or maybe you've always been drawn to Egyptian art or symbols without really knowing why. These could be echoes from your past life, little clues your soul is giving you about your history. In ancient Egypt, life was very different from what we know today. The Nile River was the center of everything, providing water for crops and a way to travel. People built amazing monuments like the pyramids and great temples. They had a complex system of gods and goddesses and believed strongly in the afterlife. Now, what role did you play in this ancient world? Well, that depends on your individual soul's journey. Maybe you were a powerful pharaoh, ruling over the land and making big decisions. Or perhaps you were a priest or priestess, serving in the temples and performing important rituals. You might have been a scribe, one of the few people who could read and write, recording the history and stories of your time. Or maybe you were an artist, creating beautiful paintings and sculptures that people still admire thousands of years later. There's also a chance you were one of the many farmers or craftspeople who kept daily life going. These roles were just as important as the big famous ones. Without farmers, there would be no food. Without craftspeople, there would be no tools or beautiful objects. Whatever your role was, it taught your soul important lessons. If you were a leader, you might have learned about responsibility and making tough choices. If you were a priest or priestess, you might have gained wisdom about spiritual matters. As a scribe, you might have learned the power of knowledge and communication. As an artist, you might have discovered the joy of creation and self-expression. These lessons didn't disappear when that life ended. They became part of your soul, shaping who you are today. That's why understanding your past life in Egypt isn't just about satisfying curiosity. It's about understanding yourself better. For example, if you find yourself naturally taking charge in group situations, it could be because you once held a position of authority in Egypt. If you're drawn to spiritual practices or feel a deep connection to the divine, it might be because you once served in the temples. If you love learning and sharing knowledge, your soul might be remembering its time as a scribe. But it's not just about skills or tendencies. Your Egyptian past life also connects you to the rich culture and wisdom of that ancient civilization. The Egyptians had a deep understanding of many things: astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and spirituality, to name a few. Some of this knowledge might be tucked away in your soul, waiting for you to rediscover it. They also had a unique view of life and death. For the ancient Egyptians, death wasn't the end, but a transition to another form of existence. This belief was so strong that they put enormous effort into preparing for the afterlife. This might be why you have a certain comfort with the idea of life after death, or why you feel that there's more to existence than just our physical world. The Egyptians also had a complex system of ethics and morality embodied in the concept of ma'at: truth, balance, order, harmony, law, morality, and justice. If you find yourself strongly drawn to these ideals, it could be your soul remembering the importance placed on them in your past life. Now you might be wondering, if I lived in ancient Egypt, why did my soul choose to come back now? Well, souls reincarnate for many reasons. Sometimes it's to learn new lessons, sometimes it's to help others, and sometimes it's to experience life from a different perspective. Your soul might have chosen to come back now because our current time offers unique opportunities for growth and learning. We're living in an age of rapid change and global connection, facing challenges and possibilities that the ancient Egyptians could never have imagined. Your soul, with its ancient wisdom, might be here to help navigate these new waters. Or maybe your soul is here to help reconnect our modern world with ancient wisdom. As we face global challenges, the knowledge and perspective of ancient civilizations like Egypt could offer valuable insights. Your fascination with Egypt might not just be personal. It could be your soul's way of bringing important ancient knowledge into the present. Understanding your connection to ancient Egypt can also help you feel more grounded and connected to the long story of human history. In a world that often feels chaotic and fast-paced, Knowing that your soul has experienced the rise and fall of great civilizations can bring a sense of perspective and calm. It's important to remember that having a past life in Egypt doesn't make you more special than anyone else. Every soul has its own rich history and important purpose. Your Egyptian life is just one part of your soul's long journey. But understanding it can help you tap into strengths and wisdom you might not have known you had. In the next part of our journey, we'll explore how your connection to Orion and your Egyptian past come together to shape who you are today. We'll look at how these ancient and cosmic influences show up in your daily life and how understanding them can help you live a more fulfilling and purposeful life. Are you ready to discover more about the amazing story of your soul? Let's continue our exploration. Now that we've explored your connection to the Orion ship and your past life in Egypt, let's talk about how these amazing links affect your life today. You might be surprised to discover just how much influence these ancient and cosmic connections have on who you are and how you live your life. First off, let's think about your personality. Have you ever wondered why you are the way you are? Why you like certain things, or why you're good at some stuff without really trying? Well, a lot of that could be coming from your Orion Guardians and your Egyptian past. For example, if you've always been fascinated by the stars and space, that could be because of your connection to Orion. Maybe you find yourself looking up at the night sky more often than other people, or you're always excited to learn about new space discoveries. This isn't just a random interest. It's like a part of you remembering your cosmic family. Or maybe you've always been drawn to leadership roles. You might be the person who naturally takes charge in group projects or the one friends turn to for advice. This could be because of the strong leader-like energy you carried in your Egyptian past life. Even if you weren't a pharaoh, Egyptian society valued order and structure, so you might have picked up these leadership skills regardless of your exact role. Your Egyptian past might also show up in your creative side. Ancient Egyptians were amazing artists, creating beautiful paintings, sculptures, and jewelry. If you find yourself drawn to art or crafts, especially if you like using symbols or geometric patterns, that could be your Egyptian soul expressing itself. But it's not just about skills and interests. These connections can also affect how you see the world and how you handle life's challenges. The ancient Egyptians had a strong belief in the afterlife and the idea that everything happens for a reason. If you find that you're able to stay calm in tough situations, or that you have a sense that things will work out in the end, that could be your Egyptian wisdom shining through. Your Orion connection, on the other hand, might give you a sense of being part of something bigger. You might feel a strong connection to nature, or a sense that there's more to life than what we can see and touch. This can help you stay hopeful and motivated even when things get tough. These connections can also affect your relationships with other people. The beings from Orion are all about love, care, and helping others grow. If you find that you're often the person friends come to for support, or if you have a natural ability to understand and help others, that could be your Orion energy at work. Your Egyptian past might influence your relationships too. Ancient Egyptian society put a lot of importance on family and community. If you have a strong sense of loyalty to your loved ones, or if you're good at bringing people together, that could be coming from your Egyptian soul. Now let's talk about some specific signs that show your connection to Orion and Egypt. These are things you might have noticed about yourself, but never really understood why. One sign is having vivid, meaningful dreams. Both the ancient Egyptians and the Orion beings put a lot of importance on dreams as a way of receiving messages and guidance. If you often have dreams that feel really real or that seem to be telling you something important, that could be a sign of your connections. Another sign is feeling drawn to certain symbols or objects. You might find yourself attracted to ankhs, pyramids, or other Egyptian symbols without really knowing why. Or you might feel a special connection to crystals or other objects that are said to have cosmic energy. You might also have a strong intuition or sixth sense. Maybe you often know things without being told, or you get strong gut feelings about people or situations. This could be because of your connection to the more spiritually advanced Orion beings and the mystical aspects of ancient Egyptian culture. Physical signs can show up too. Some people with Orion connections report feeling a tingling sensation at the top of their head or between their eyebrows. These are areas that are considered energy centers in many spiritual traditions. As for Egyptian connections, you might find that your eyes are drawn to the color blue, which was very important in ancient Egypt, or that you have a natural affinity for cats, which were sacred animals to the ancient Egyptians. Understanding these connections and how they affect you can be really empowering. It's like discovering a whole new part of yourself that you didn't know was there. But it's important to remember that this knowledge isn't meant to separate you from others or make you feel superior. Instead, it's meant to help you understand yourself better and to use your unique gifts to help make the world a better place. After all, both the Orion beings and the ancient Egyptians understood the importance of using wisdom and power for the greater good. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to take these amazing parts of yourself and use them to spread more love, understanding, and positive energy in the world. Now that we've talked about how your Orion and Egyptian connections affect your life, let's focus on how you can actively connect with your Orion Guardians. This is exciting stuff because it means you can start to build a conscious relationship with these beings who have been watching over you all this time. First, it's important to understand that connecting with your Orion Guardians isn't about seeing spaceships or having out-of-this-world experiences. It's more about opening your heart and mind to their energy and guidance. Think of it like tuning a radio. You're just trying to find the right frequency to hear their message clearly. Here's a simple exercise you can do to start connecting with your Orion Guardians. Don't worry, you don't need any special equipment or skills. All you need is a quiet place where you won't be disturbed for about 15 minutes and an open mind. Start by finding a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. As you breathe, imagine a bright, warm light surrounding you. This light is protective and loving. It's the energy of your Orion Guardians. Now, in your mind, picture yourself looking up at the night sky. See the stars twinkling above you. Can you spot the constellation of Orion? It's the one that looks like a person with a belt of 3 bright stars. Focus on Orion and imagine a beam of soft blue light coming from it and reaching down to you. As this light touches you, feel its warmth and love. This is the energy of your Orion Guardians. Sit with this feeling for a while. You might feel a tingling sensation, or a sense of peace and calm. These are all good signs that you're connecting. Now here's the really important part. Ask your Orion Guardians if they have any messages for you. Don't worry if you don't hear words right away. The message might come as a feeling, an image in your mind, or just a sense of knowing. Trust whatever comes to you. When you feel ready, take a few deep breaths and slowly open your eyes. Take a moment to write down any thoughts, feelings, or impressions you had during the exercise. Even if they don't make sense right away, they might become clearer over time. You can do this exercise whenever you want to feel closer to your Orion Guardians or when you need guidance. The more you practice, the easier it will become to feel their presence and understand their messages. Remember, your Orion Guardians are always there for you, even if you can't see or hear them clearly. They're patient and loving, and they understand that it might take time for you to learn how to connect with them. So don't get discouraged if you don't feel much at first. Just keep practicing and stay open to their energy. There are other ways to strengthen your connection to your Orion Guardians too. Spending time in nature can help, especially at night when you can see the stars. You might feel drawn to certain crystals or stones. Follow that instinct, as these can sometimes help amplify cosmic energies. Keeping a dream journal can also be helpful. Your Orion Guardians might communicate with you through your dreams, so writing them down can help you spot patterns or messages you might otherwise miss. Remember, connecting with your Orion Guardians isn't about leaving your earthly life behind. It's about bringing their wisdom and love into your everyday experiences. As you strengthen this connection, you might find that you feel more guided and supported in all areas of your life. Now let's talk about how you can connect with and honor the Egyptian part of your soul. This is about tapping into the ancient wisdom and experiences that are already a part of you, even if they're buried deep in your subconscious. One of the easiest ways to start is by learning more about ancient Egyptian culture and history. Read books, watch documentaries, or visit museums with Egyptian exhibits if you can. As you do this, pay attention to what resonates with you. Do certain time periods or aspects of Egyptian life feel particularly familiar or interesting? These could be clues about your past life. Another powerful way to connect with your Egyptian soul is through meditation. Find a quiet place and close your eyes. Imagine yourself standing in the hot Egyptian sun, feeling the warm sand beneath your feet. What do you see around you? A grand temple? The mighty Nile? Pyramids in the distance? Let the scene unfold naturally in your mind. You might be surprised at how detailed and vivid these imaginations can be. They could be memories from your past life surfacing. You can also try working with Egyptian symbols in your daily life. The Ankh, for example, is a powerful symbol of life and spiritual wisdom. You could wear an Ankh necklace or keep an Ankh symbol in your home. Every time you see it, take a moment to connect with your Egyptian soul and the wisdom it carries. Egyptian art can be another gateway to your past life. Try your hand at drawing hieroglyphs or creating art inspired by ancient Egyptian styles. You don't have to be a great artist. It's the act of creating that helps awaken those old memories and skills. Music can be powerful too. There are many modern interpretations of ancient Egyptian music available. Listen to these and see how they make you feel. You might find that certain rhythms or sounds stir something deep within you. If you're drawn to spiritual practices, you might want to explore some Egyptian-inspired rituals. This doesn't mean you have to start worshiping Egyptian gods, but you could incorporate elements of Egyptian spirituality into your own practice. For example, you could honor the cycles of nature, which were very important in ancient Egypt, or practice gratitude for the sun, which the Egyptians saw as a powerful life-giving force. Remember, embracing your Egyptian soul isn't about living in the past. It's about bringing the wisdom and strengths from that life into your present. Maybe you'll find that you have leadership skills you never knew about, or a talent for problem solving that comes from your past life experiences. As you connect more with your Egyptian soul, you might start to notice changes in your life. You might feel more confident, more in tune with the rhythms of nature, or more aware of the interconnectedness of all things. These are all gifts from your ancient past, helping you navigate your modern life. It's also important to remember that while your Egyptian past life is special, it doesn't make you better than anyone else. Everyone has their own unique soul history. Your task is to use the wisdom from your past to help and inspire others in the present. By embracing both your Orion connection and your Egyptian soul, you're bringing together cosmic wisdom and ancient earthly knowledge. This powerful combination can help you live a more balanced, purposeful life. You're not just a person living in the modern world. You're a cosmic being with an ancient soul, here to make a difference. So as you go about your day, remember the vastness of the universe watching over you and the ancient wisdom within you. Let these connections guide you, inspire you, and help you become the best version of yourself. Your journey of discovery is just beginning, and it's going to be an amazing adventure. Now that we've explored how to connect with your Orion Guardians and embrace your Egyptian soul, let's talk about some signs that show these spiritual connections in your everyday life. Recognizing these signs can help you feel more connected to your cosmic and ancient roots, and can guide you on your spiritual journey. One of the most common signs is a deep fascination with the stars and space. If you find yourself constantly drawn to stargazing, or if you feel a sense of longing when you look up at the night sky, this could be your Orion connection calling out to you. You might also have dreams about space travel or distant planets. These aren't just random dreams. They could be memories of your cosmic home or messages from your Orion Guardians. Another sign is a strong interest in ancient Egypt that goes beyond normal curiosity. Maybe you feel a strange sense of familiarity when you see Egyptian artifacts or hieroglyphs. You might even be able to understand some Egyptian symbols without ever having studied them. This is your Egyptian soul, recognizing things from its past life. Unexplained knowledge is another sign to watch out for. Have you ever known how to do something without being taught? Or have you had strong opinions about historical events or ancient practices that you can't explain? This could be knowledge from your past life in Egypt surfacing in your current life. Physical sensations can also be signs of your spiritual connections. Some people report feeling a tingling sensation at the top of their head or between their eyebrows when they think about their Orion Guardians. Others might feel a warmth in their chest or a sense of expanded awareness. For your Egyptian connection, you might feel drawn to certain scents like lotus or myrrh, which were important in ancient Egyptian rituals. Vivid, recurring dreams are another common sign. You might dream of pyramid interiors you've never seen in real life, or of flying through space. Pay attention to these dreams. They could be your subconscious mind processing memories or receiving messages from your Orion Guardians. Your spiritual connections might also show up in your personality and skills. A natural talent for leadership or problem solving could be a trait from your Egyptian past life. A strong sense of empathy or an ability to understand complex cosmic concepts might come from your Orion connection. Synchronicities related to Egypt or space are also worth noting. Maybe you keep seeing the number 3, which was significant in ancient Egypt, or you constantly come across references to Orion in your daily life. These aren't just coincidences. They're signs that your spiritual connections are active and trying to get your attention. Remember, everyone experiences these signs differently. What's important is learning to recognize and interpret the unique ways your spiritual connections communicate with you. The more aware you become of these signs, the stronger your connections will grow. Connecting with your Orion Guardians is a beautiful and profound experience. It's about opening yourself up to their loving guidance and cosmic wisdom. Here's a simple but powerful exercise you can do to strengthen this connection. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed. Sit or lie down in a relaxed position and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, feeling yourself become more relaxed with each exhale. Now, imagine a beautiful, soft blue light surrounding you. This light is the loving energy of your Orion Guardians. Feel it enveloping you, filling you with warmth and peace. In your mind's eye, picture yourself floating in space. See the stars all around you, twinkling like diamonds on black velvet. In the distance, you see the constellation of Orion. Focus on it and imagine it growing brighter. As you watch, a beam of light extends from Orion towards you. This light is full of love, wisdom, and guidance. As it reaches you, allow it to enter your body through the top of your head. Feel it flowing through you, filling every cell with cosmic energy. Now, simply be still and open. If you have any questions or concerns, mentally ask your Orion Guardians for guidance. Don't try to force any answers. Just remain open and receptive. You might receive answers as thoughts, feelings, or images. Trust whatever comes to you. When you feel ready, take a few deep breaths and slowly open your eyes. Take a moment to journal about your experience. What did you feel? Did you receive any messages or insights? Remember, connecting with your Orion Guardians is a skill that improves with practice. Don't be discouraged if you don't feel much at first. Keep practicing, and you'll find the connection growing stronger over time. Your Egyptian past life is a rich source of wisdom and power. Here are some ways you can honor and learn from this part of yourself. Study Egyptian history and mythology. The more you learn, the more you might find resonating with your soul memories. Meditate on Egyptian symbols. Choose a symbol like the Ankh or the Eye of Horus. Visualize it during meditation and see what insights come to you. Practice Egyptian-inspired art. Try your hand at hieroglyphics or Egyptian-style painting. You might unlock hidden talents or memories. Connect with the Nile. Water was crucial in ancient Egypt. Spend time near rivers or the ocean and imagine the life-giving power of the Nile. Honor the cycles of nature. The ancient Egyptians were deeply attuned to natural cycles. Pay attention to the phases of the moon and the changing seasons. Remember, Embracing your Egyptian soul isn't about living in the past. It's about bringing ancient wisdom into your present life, enriching your experiences, and helping you grow. You've embarked on an incredible journey of self-discovery. You've learned about your cosmic guardians from Orion, explored your ancient Egyptian past life, and discovered how these connections shape who you are today. Remember, this knowledge isn't just interesting information. It's a powerful tool for personal growth and spiritual development. Your Orion connection reminds you that you're part of something much bigger than yourself, that you're loved and guided by cosmic beings who want to see you thrive. Your Egyptian soul carries ancient wisdom that can help you navigate modern challenges with grace and power. As you move forward, keep exploring these connections. Practice the meditation to connect with your Orion Guardians regularly. Dive deeper into Egyptian history and spirituality. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities in your daily life. But most importantly, use this knowledge to make a positive difference in the world. Your unique combination of cosmic wisdom and ancient knowledge is a gift, not just for you, but for everyone whose life you touch. Remember, you are a multidimensional being, a cosmic traveler with an ancient soul, currently having a human experience. Embrace all aspects of yourself. Let your Orion connection guide you to the stars, while your Egyptian soul keeps you grounded in earthly wisdom. Your journey doesn't end here. In fact, it's just beginning. Keep exploring, keep growing, and keep shining your unique light in the world. The universe is watching, and it's cheering you on every step of the way.